Oh, we are so recording.
Hey, Greg, you were singing a song before we started recording. You want to sing it?
Yes, I
Again?
was. Craig
Okay.
Benzine, he's the benzinest Craig I know. Craig Benzine, he likes to play in snow. Craig Benzine, he's the guy with the beard. Craig Benzine, nothing else rhymes with beard. Bonk, bonk.
Weird rhymes with
No,
beard.
no,
It doesn't?
nope.
That doesn't rhyme.
Ah,
Weird and beard. Listen to the sounds of the words.
I'd also like to point out that was not the song I was singing before.
Weird. I want to point that out as well. But also, I am the benzinist person I know. I know a lot of other benzines,
Yeah,
but the ones I hang out with are my wife and my child.
yeah.
And my child is half my wife's family.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even come from my family. So
Yeah.
the people I interact with the most, I am the most benzine of us.
Yeah, and,
So-
and like she originally wasn't a benzine, and now she. You know what we haven't done? We haven't started the podcast yet.
Oh, you want to do that?
Nah.
Well,
Hey everybody,
like,
welcome. What? Hang on,
Have you seen the movie Drive My Car? Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, and the opening for it starts like 12 minutes into the movie.
40 minutes in.
40 minutes
40.
in? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
So-
forget. That movie also was 17 and a half hours long.
Yeah, it was. But I always think of our podcast as like the Drive My Car of podcasts.
You mean it's fascinating but too long?
And nothing happens, or not much happens.
And also,
you know?
the entire thing is in Japanese. Hello, everybody.
Exactly.
Welcome to Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. My name is Greg Benson.
I'm talking about
And I'm
lettuce.
Craig Benzine.
And what you're about to hear is a podcast in which
talking about
two young
lettuce.
gentlemen, and I mean young,
I'm talking
And
about
I
lettuce.
mean gentlemen.
talk about lettuce and nothing else.
About lettuce.
Yep. And I mean nothing else.
About lettuce.
That's what we do here on this podcast. It's nice to see you, Craig. I haven't seen you for a few weeks.
I know it's to the listeners. There's been no break.
Yes, it's
But
because
to us,
Yeah.
there's been a long break.
It's because before I left town for a couple weeks on my first vacation since 2019, we recorded a lot of episodes just
Yes, we did.
to give ourselves a buffer, if you will.
Yeah, but then you got to go on a vacation.
I did.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
fancy.
It was terrific. We went to we went to Pologa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's just empty farmland.
Sure.
And we camped out on some farmland there, and we ate dirt for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that sounds awful. That sounds terrible. Actually,
I mean, I think maybe
why did you choose to do this?
we did one of those things where you go to Priceline.com and you
Yeah.
just go like we'll pay you $20 for whatever flights you want to give us, and what they gave us was Paluga, Oklahoma. I didn't even know they had their own.
Don't you usually specify a place you want to go?
No. You just
No.
go. We'll go wherever you want, whatever you want, and that's what they
Oh.
do at Priceline. That's how Priceline
Okay.
works. Does
Okay.
Priceline even still exist?
I don't know. Probably.
All right. Well, this
I
episode
mean-
is sponsored by Priceline.com. Hey, we have a
Hey.
website.
We do.
No,
Oh, no, that's their talking point?
That's their only talking point.
We do have a website. It's patreon.com/two guys talking about lettuce.
Oh man, look at you plugging our Patreon.
Yeah.
See, I
but
don't
wait,
like to.
so-
I don't like to do that. I don't like to self-promote. Like I wouldn't tell people to go watch my live streams at twitch.tv/mediocrefilms, even though they are the funniest live streams on the internet, and they're super fun to watch, and it makes your life better just to watch them. I would never take time out of our podcast to promote my own stuff.
I know you wouldn't. That is just the way you talk in regular conversation. It is really, really strange
Yeah.
the way you talk.
Yeah.
It must be the years of commercial acting that has permeated your psyche.
Oh man, I
think that-
love when you use words like permeated and psyche.
Do you? I
Yeah.
knew you were going to say that too.
Yeah.
I knew.
I'll permeate
When I say
I'll
bigger-
permeate your psyche,
Okay.
and that's a
All right.
threat.
I mean, you are actually daily.
I guess I am.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, no, we joke around about sponsors. Priceline is actually not a sponsor. This is exciting, folks, because this is episode 15, and for the first time in the history of our podcast, we actually have a real sponsor, and we are going to do a real and we're going to do a real sponsorship shout out right here on the podcast.
This is concerning to me because I don't know.
It was
about
at the
this. You
board
didn't tell me
meeting.
about
If you just show up to the board meetings,
okay,
you would
all
know.
right.
No, we actually have a real sponsor, and I'm so excited. So I have to read the copy they gave us. Special thanks to Paula Abdul's anti-strawberry anus spray. Does your anus smell like strawberries? If so, try Paula Abdul's anti-strawberry anus spray. Just hang on, I have to read this. Just 3 or 4 spritzes directly into your anus, and your friends and family members will no longer say things like, "Hey, your anus smells like strawberries." Once again, that's Paula Abdul's anti-strawberry anus spray to get rid of that. Hang on, I have to finish. They gave me this copy, and I have to read it, or we won't get paid.
Okay.
Once again, that's Paula Abdul's anti-strawberry anus spray to get rid of that pesky strawberry smell coming from your anus, available at the hostess stand of your local Applebee's. All right, that's it. Now we can continue.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, one more question at the end there. Applebee's? First of all,
that's the only, they have an exclusive distribution deal with Applebee's. You can only buy it at the hostess stand there, your local Applebee's.
What would you say, strawberries?
It's an anti. It's like if your anus smells like strawberries, it's an anti.
Right.
It's an anti. Some people say anti. Some people say anti. It's an anti-strawberry anus spray. Like to get rid of that.
Yeah. Stop talking. Smell. I have questions. Okay.
The best podcasters say things like "stop talking."
It's good improv. It's good improv too. Yeah. That's how you. Okay. I'm from the stop talking school of improv.
Well, yeah, no, they're all that way now. The groundlings, the first thing they teach you is stop talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, first of all, is this a common problem? Do people's anuses smell like strawberries?
A lot of people.
Okay, that
happens with a lot of people. It's
most likely not true because I've never heard of it.
Well, it usually happens in the South.
Okay.
I don't know if you've spent much time in the South.
I have family
in like the deep South.
Benzenes in the South.
Is that right?
And actually, now that I think about it, they are more benzini than I am.
Next time you see them, give their anuses a swift sniff, a swift sniff, as they say. You know the old expression.
Okay, but regardless of that, say that's true, which is not.
It is true.
It
is true.
Nope.
No,
but
it's true.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not true. But the why would you want to get rid of it? Like, that's not a bad smell. The anus can smell much worse than strawberries.
That's just like your opinion, man.
Okay. All right. Okay, because you can get strawberry scented things to make you smell like strawberries.
Yeah, I know, but no one wants their anus to smell like strawberries because their friends and family members are always like, "Hey, what's that strawberry smell? Is that your anus?" And you're like, "No, it's not. That's not my anus." And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
That's another question. Like, I don't know if it's a question, more an observation. When you smell something coming off of somebody, why do you just automatically assume it's the anus? Like, if I smelled strawberries on somebody, I don't think I would assume it was coming from their anus.
You know, it's like that famous story about George Washington, our first president. I don't know if you remember, our first president was George Abraham Washington. And
no, not Abraham Washington. I don't know what his middle name was.
Well, then why are you correcting me? If you don't know his middle name, why you're like, no, it's not Abraham.
Because
it's not Abraham.
Because I know it's not. Because I know that you made that up. Because we also have a president, Abraham Lincoln. And
who?
Okay. You think they're the same person, I think. Okay, now go on.
There's that famous story about George Abraham Washington, that he went up to his father, and his father smelled something, and his father said, "What smells like cherry trees? Is that your anus?" Remember that? Uh-huh. And he's like, "No, I cannot tell a lie. My anus does not smell like cherry trees." And it exemplified the truth tellingness of George Abraham Washington.
Why is what how was he proving that he wasn't lying in that moment? Like, my anus does not smell. Well, then what was he smelling?
Because he said it. I don't know. They had probably one of those little hanging air fresheners from their car or something, that you get like at the car wash, and they're like $5, and you get one of those things.
Well, then in the story, why didn't he say it wasn't my anus that smells like cherry trees? It was this air freshener. Then he would have had proof.
I love that you're not even going to question the fact
that
that
doesn't
George
even
Washington
really prove
had a
that
car.
Well, there's a lot of things to question here. I can only question one thing at a time, Greg. So
Yeah.
But also, like, why, Greg? Why?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I'm just getting a notification. Paula Abdul's anti-strawberry anus spray has just dropped out because we've been debating. We've been debating it, and we have said what they consider negative connotations. We've been making negative connotations toward their product, so they just dropped out and they're no longer a sponsor.
Well, that also brings up that how could they hear us? We're not.
They have no
right
wait.
now.
Obviously, they have the live. They have the live feed.
Again, that feed that I don't know about, and I still haven't been notified about when our board meetings are. Or
this is really disappointing because this was our first real sponsor, and you messed it up, Craig. This is your fault. You messed it up. I had read all of the copy that they provided, and you messed it up.
You're actually, honestly, yes, I agree with you. I did mess that up because I am not buying into this product at all, and I would never have agreed to have them sponsor this.
It's really a shame because Paula Abdul has got like 30 other products, and I'm just really sorry that they don't. She has the Paula Abdul life-size imitation model of the Eiffel Tower, and we're gonna try to sell those. Here, it's life size, and it's an
weird.
exact replica. And
Life size,
yeah. So people can get them for their own home.
It's the size of the Eiffel Tower.
It is the size of the Eiffel Tower, and you can buy them.
I feel like I would have heard of this if there are multiple Eiffel Towers made by Paula Abdul.
Well, no, there's only one. These are life size replicas. It's not the real thing.
But I would still feel like I had heard of them because that would be very big.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't hear of everything, I mean, you never know. You never know. Like there's somebody in Michigan who's got one of these in their backyard. They got enough room in their backyard. They buy one of these replicas. It's delivered by Amazon in 48 hours because they got Prime. And then before you know it, they got visitors riding the elevator up to get the view.
Yeah, I would have heard of that. I would have heard that was happening.
But I don't know if you'd heard it's in Dowagiac, Michigan. I don't know if you're going to hear a lot of things about Dowagiac, Michigan on this podcast.
If there's a Eiffel Tower sized Eiffel Tower replica in Michigan, I think I would hear about it. Yeah.
She also sells Paula Abdul's Jesus cheeses. That's her collection of religious cheeses.
Okay.
And so
what makes them religious? Like,
well, they're all in the shape of Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And they've all been blessed by rabbis. Jesus was Jewish, So
yeah, that's true.
So they've been. The cheeses
that rabbis would be involved.
Yeah, no, rabbis bless them to make sure the cheese is kosher. Listen, I don't want to give like a free shout out to her other products because they're not going to sponsor us anymore.
Okay.
Also, there's Paula Abdul's beard remover, which I know it wouldn't be appropriate for this podcast.
A razor? Is it a razor?
It is a razor. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
But it's called. But it's called Paula Abdul's. She has a lot of products.
Okay.
But you gotta hand it to her. She is an entrepreneur.
I'm not debating Paula Abdul's entrepreneurial spirit here.
Yeah.
But the products themselves seem like they need work. And also, I would like to be involved in the discussion about who sponsors our podcast from time to time.
There's only one product I wish we could have gotten from her that I know that we were not going to get. Paula Abdul's Real Life Man, which I think that would have been fun.
So, human trafficking? Is that what that is?
It's just a man.
Yeah. Human trafficking.
So what you're saying is, on this podcast, you are accusing Paula Abdul of being involved in human trafficking.
Well, I'm accusing you of implying that that's what she's doing. Yeah.
All right. All right, if that's the way it is. Listen, I just got back from vacation. I feel relaxed.
Yeah.
Tell
me about your vacation.
Well, I did not. I actually was making up the part about Oklahoma. I did not go there because no one does.
You make things up, Greg?
I do make things up sometimes. I took the family. We went to Hawaii, and I tell you, it was a lovely vacation, except for one thing. At one point, we were staying in a resort, and it was a nice place. And it was, you pay a lot of money for a resort. You want things to be perfect, right? But at one point, I had to complain to management about their public bathroom that was near the pool. Because I don't know if you've ever gone into a public bathroom at a resort, but normally they're pretty neat and clean and stuff. But the floor all around the urinal, like all in the whole area around the urinal, just tasted terrible. It was bitter and salty. Like it just, it's a horrible, horrible flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to complain about that, Greg, because it's not food. It's not meant to be.
Why wouldn't I complain? Like, I want to have a nice vacation, and what, a guy can't lick a urinal floor without it tasting? I mean, terrible. I mean, it was offensive how it tasted.
No. So do you lick other urinal floors, bathroom floors?
I mean, I haven't, and now I'm doubting if I ever will again.
Okay.
Because this was such an unpleasant experience.
That's the proper reaction to licking a bathroom floor.
I'm just saying.
Also, but licking a bathroom floor is not the proper reaction to being in the bathroom. That is not the proper reaction.
Look, you're on vacation. Yeah. You're having a nice time. You expect the bathroom floor to be clean and to taste just fine. And
no. You could expect it to be clean. I mean, that's. If it's not clean, accidents happen, and that's fine.
Sure.
But
men dribble. They tend to dribble a bit.
But you don't expect it to taste clean. Like, do you expect your wall to taste clean?
My wall tastes fine.
Can you taste your wall?
Yeah,
right now?
It tastes like paint. It's like
taste it right now. I want to see. Just a second. Okay, he's getting up, and he leaned over, and I don't see what he did. He was off camera. I don't see. If he tastes
it's a little painty, but it's fine. It's fine. It certainly doesn't taste like urine.
I don't think you really tasted your wall.
I did.
Okay.
Well, you told me to do it, and I did it.
I didn't see it, but
Craig.
So wait. So now you know what urine tastes like? Do you know?
Well, I mean, listen. I don't know for sure if it was urine. All I know is it tasted terrible, and I complained to management, and they were so apologetic. They said
really.
They said that they had heard other similar complaints. And that they apologized, and they said it wouldn't happen again.
Did you actually talk to management?
I did.
Doesn't seem like the right reaction they would have.
I did. I went right up to management because I went over by the pool, and management was right there, and I went over and I talked to her, and she was about 1.5 feet tall, and just wearing the cutest little. She had these like floaties around her arms, and she was just getting out of the pool. And what
led you to believe she was management? Like, why did you think she was management?
Yeah, sometimes you can just tell management just by looking at them. You're like, oh, that's
Well, you can. I think you can, but maybe you can't.
That's the manager, and she had the cutest
little
voice.
A little girl.
It's like
just a little girl.
She was just learning to talk. It was adorable, but she was so apologetic, and she was very helpful.
This wasn't management, Greg. This was a little girl at the pool.
Okay. All right, man. Whatever. I mean,
you went to a resort, you licked the bathroom floor, and then you complained to a little girl about it.
When you sum it up like that, it makes it sound ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I need to sum it up like that for it to sound ridiculous.
You make me sound like a crazy person.
Yeah. Well, you make you sound like a crazy
Trust
person.
me, if you were there, Craig, if you were there, you would have done the same.
I don't think I would have, Greg.
I think you would have done the same thing.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Well, anyway, besides that, it was a great vacation.
Good.
And the manager, the little girl, she did comp our meal that night, which was really nice. So we did get a nice free meal at the poolside restaurant.
How do you know? Wait, now. How do you know she comped your meal? How do you know that?
She said she would, and then when we went there,
describe the conversation you had with her about you. for
She
accompanying the meal.
apologized for the flavor of the bathroom floor. She said it won't happen again, and she said feel free to dine at our restaurant tonight. They had a poolside grill where they made fresh fish and they had steaks and
She said,
shrimp.
"Feel free to dine at our restaurant."
That's what she said. Yeah, yeah. She was just learning to
Okay.
talk. It was adorable. Her little
Yeah.
accent was so adorable, and
Yeah.
and then. And then she
What
went
hap-
over. She went over to the restaurant. She told them we were coming. She made the reservation for us. We went there that
Wait,
night
wait,
at
wait,
7:30.
wait.
What?
No.
What?
No, you didn't. This didn't happen. This is a little girl.
It did. No, this was the manager of the. That's why I'm telling you, this was the manager.
So when you went to the restaurant,
Yeah,
did you just walk to a table? What did you do?
yeah. We walked in. We said hi. We have a reservation under the name Benson. I said your manager Daisy made the reservation for us. Her name's Daisy, and
Yeah.
and they were like, oh yeah, Daisy, let us know you're coming. And they said,
Okay.
and they said, and by the way, we heard about the bathroom floor, and we're so sorry. You know, your
Okay.
dinner's comped on us tonight. Hey, you can have appetizers, entrees, desserts.
Okay.
And then more appetizers, which frankly
Did you
was
just
too much food.
hallucinate all of this?
No,
Or,
no. I'm telling you the truth, and I don't know why you're not believing me.
Well, can you describe this person you were talking to who told you that you could just have it whatever you
It
want?
was a hostess at the hostess stand, and she brought us over to the table. We had a great meal, and it would have been, it was, Hawaii is expensive. It would have been like a $200 dinner with all the food they gave us. Once you have an
Yeah.
appetizer and meal and entrees and then desserts, and then they
Yeah.
bring another round of appetizers, which is too
Yeah.
much. That's
Wow.
just too
Yeah.
much.
Right,
And, and I had a macadamia nut encrusted swordfish, and
Wow.
yeah,
I'm
that's-
allergic to macadamia nuts.
Oh, well, Kim
And
has
you
a
know
little
what?
allergy to them too. What?
Swordfish, kind of overrated in my opinion.
As long as it's not overcooked, as long as it's not too tough and steaky. If it's not overcooked, it's actually a delicious fish.
I've had swordfish 2 or 3 times, and it was just like kind of like chicken to me. That's all it was.
Huh?
You know?
You know what else is like chicken? Chicken.
It's a lot like chicken,
Chicken's almost
Yeah.
exactly
but
like
it
chicken.
costs less than swordfish does.
Well, that's true. And that brings us to the exclusive Patreon-only bonus talking section of the podcast, where we talk about things that the ordinary listener, the regular schlub out there listening now in Slovenia, because this is the number 231 rated comedy podcast of Slovenia,
Oh my god!
where the ordinary Slovenian schlub is listening and not paying $3 a month, does not get to hear this exciting bonus section, which starts right now.
This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/2guystalkingaboutlettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast.
Okay, we are back. That's the end of the bonus section. Oh my god, that was amazing. Craig, are you okay?
Oh god! Oh god!
It's okay. It's okay.
God, I need a second. I need a second.
Okay. All right. All right. Listen, sometimes the bonus section can be hilarious and emotional, and that was
Can be
one of those
confusing,
cases.
You know? Yeah.
It was just one of those. It was one of those times.
I just really didn't know how to react to that, I guess.
Yeah. Listen, and
Cool.
for any of you who are not following us on Patreon, it's only $3 a month, and if you miss out on those sections, your life will never be the same. And so, I really hope for all of you that you go and join us over there.
Wait. If you miss out on those sections,
Yeah.
your life will never be the same?
Yeah, that's correct.
As what?
It's going to be better.
As-
If you miss out on those sections, it'll be much better.
No, don't say that, because then they're not going to want to listen. But
No, you know what it is? It's called reverse psychology.
okay, but I don't get how their life will never be this. So now their lives are going to be different forever than they would have been had they
I don't
don't
want to elaborate on this anymore.
Okay.
I just just want to move past it. Can we talk
stop
about something?
talking. Stop talking.
So
Yeah,
when we were in Hawaii, we're hanging out at the pool, and one of the best parts of hanging out at a Hawaiian resort is listening to the kids all day yell Marco, Polo, Marco, Polo, all day. That's one of the best parts of a family vacation in Hawaii. Marco. Hey, this time I'll be Marco, you be Polo.
Okay.
Okay.
Marco.
It
doesn't sound like
No,
fun.
let's do it. Come on, let's play it together.
All right.
Marco,
Polo.
Marco,
Polo.
Marco.
Polo.
Yeah, see,
okay,
I mean,
it isn't the whole point to have your eyes closed and then they try to find you by following the sound of polo?
actually, I went back to see because I was like, what in the world does the game Marco Polo have to do with an explorer? Well, he was an explorer, right? He explored the cranberry region of Sam.
The cranberry region of Sineberry.
Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what it is. So I don't know what the game had to do with it. And I found out that the original game of Marco Polo was not played in a pool. It was played outside of a pool, and the players would be blindfolded and they would have knives taped to their fingertips.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they would try to and they would all be Marco and none of them would be Polo. And they would all try to find each other by just poking around in the dark with
Did
their
they say Marco and Polo?
fingertip. No, they did not say that.
So they just had a knife fight.
I mean, yeah, they had a blindfolded knife fight, basically.
Yeah.
That's
what Marco Polo?
That's what the game of Marco Polo used to be.
Okay.
Although and it was before they called it Marco Polo, they just called it knife fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I feel like that's unrelated to Marco Polo. I think
now that you mention it, I do feel like that's unrelated.
Greg,
yeah,
it's time to talk about lettuce.
Oh my God, I've been looking forward to this moment since we started this podcast. I'm like, when is Craig gonna throw out some lettuce facts?
Yeah.
And stories.
I have a trivia for you. Actually.
Oh, good. I love trivia.
Which state grows the most lettuce?
Oh, definitely the state of ennui.
That is correct. Because if that's all you're doing, you're growing lettuce, and you're just watching it grow, you're gonna feel ennui. You're gonna feel that. Yeah.
That's a French word, by the way.
Especially if it's a hot day.
Did you know that's a French word?
Thank you for the etymology of ennui, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what it means? It means on yes.
On, like on.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah. On yes.
So to say on in French, you say on. That's
That's correct.
That's
okay. It's sometimes words are the same in different languages. That's one of them. On is the same in French, Spanish, and English.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? I would have accepted the state of California as well, which is where you live.
That is where I live.
And I feel like you should have known that.
I think we probably grow more almonds than other states also. And I wish that we wouldn't because we have a water drought issue here. And almonds, they just suck up water. And then for what? So people can eat almonds? Come on. We don't need...
Drink almond milk.
You know what I say? I say we don't need any more almonds.
You know what? I'm allergic to almonds, so great.
So am I.
There.
You and I have so much in common. We're both allergic to almonds.
You're allergic to almonds?
I am. That's the only thing I'm allergic to. I can eat macadamia nuts just fine.
Oh, well, I can't eat any tree nuts. So there.
Yeah, so there. And I guess I have a little sensitivity to cherries too. If I have too many of them, they make me poop out of my butthole.
Well, I feel like if you have too much of anything, it's gonna, or if you just have anything, it's gonna make you poop.
Well, I guess I have a sensitivity to food then.
Okay, because it makes you poop.
It does. Yeah, if I eat too much of it, then the next day I poop.
And does it smell like strawberries?
Oh God! Now you're getting personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. How much lettuce grown in the U.S. comes from California?
All of it.
How much what percentage of the U.S.'s produced lettuce comes from California?
I'm going to just guess. I'm going to guess
50%.
Let me guess.
Greg,
let me guess.
Let me give you the choices.
300%.
That's impossible. What would that mean?
That means 3 times of the most lettuce that you could possibly get from California comes from California. That's what
So
that
they
means.
somehow they set the level. California is like, hey, this is how much we produce, and then come production time,
They give you 3 times that amount.
they give you 3 times the amount.
That's right.
Somehow, by magic, they have 3 times the amount that they produced. Yeah.
All right. Now that you sort of break that down, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. All right. What are the options?
50%,
50% is the one.
70%,
70%, definitely. That's it.
95%,
95% is what I'm going to guess.
or a shit ton, which
Oh.
I looked up, which is 2.7 megatons.
Whoa, that's a shit ton?
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone has ever actually pooped a shit ton.
Well, I mean, cumulatively, or
No, I just mean at one time.
and but my source on that, what a shit ton is it was a petition that people in England wanted. They petitioned the government to define a shit ton as 2.7 megatons. I don't know if they actually succeeded, but that's the only authority I could find on what that is.
You know a lot of things.
Well, I read stuff like before we podcast, and then I remember it for the podcast, and then I forget it. That's what I know.
I'm just impressed. I'm impressed at the way you do your research.
But because I just actually do any.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next fact.
You didn't answer the question.
Listen, people don't get on this podcast for answers.
How do you know that, Greg? How do you know
They
that?
want questions.
Do we ever do a survey? Did we ever ask them?
Yes. Yes,
Oh.
we did that whole
Okay.
we did the poll. We did the whole poll
When? I wasn't there for that.
Thursday. Yeah.
Where did you post it? I feel like people should see it if it's a poll for the general public.
I feel like you're challenging me and not even privately, you're challenging me with our audience listening, and frankly, it's embarrassing.
Well, that's entirely what this podcast is, basically, is me challenging you, number one. Number two, it's the only time I get to talk to you is when an audience is listening. So,
Well, we're going to change that because you're going to come and visit me in person, and there will not be an audience listening the entire time.
well, we will be probably recording a podcast or two while we are.
Without a doubt. We should do one a day while you're here.
Yes, at least. In fact, we should have an audience whenever we talk.
If we could do it with a live audience, in fact, I'd like to go ahead and invite all of our listeners to come and join me at my house and sit in the room right here behind me. Just sit on the pinball machine. And
he does have a pinball machine.
And I invite you all to sit on the glass of the pinball machine. All of our listeners. And,
okay, I feel like we need to choose a bigger space for them because our audience is pretty. It's not life-changingly huge, but it is big, too big for a pinball machine.
But what are the chances that all of our fans from Slovenia are going to come all the way here to Los Angeles, California, and sit on my pinball machine just to be an audience while we record a podcast?
They're not all from Slovenia.
Well, they might be.
They're not.
Okay,
But
that's a good point. No. You make a good point. You really do make a good point. All right.
Yeah.
Did you have one more fact for us? Did you have another?
I didn't give you the answer yet. 70%. 70% come from.
I really didn't want to know the answer.
Well, too bad.
Yeah.
What percentage of lettuce is water?
30%,
70%, 95%, or none, you stupid ass.
All right, and that ends the facts section.
Thank you. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the lettuce facts section as researched by our own wheezy waiter, Mr. Craig Benzine.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
That was
I don't
great.
know why you're so anti-lettuce talk on our lettuce podcast, Greg.
I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested. Oh man. By the way, I did send an episode of our podcast off to a friend of mine who works for another large podcast company, which shall not be named.
Okay.
I don't know why they haven't picked a name for it, but they shall not be named. And
Okay.
and I said, listen, you may want to check out our podcast. It is the number 231 comedy podcast of Slovenia. We didn't expect that sort of success, but yet here we are. And And he replied, "Thank you, but we already have too many lettuce-themed podcasts."
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, that was his reply.
That feels like a lie. Not from you, a lie from him.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of, and listen, speaking of
Yeah.
reviews, since we're talking about reviews, we have some new reviews over at Apple Podcast Reviews, and I thought it would be fun to read some of these right here on the show. Just a few weeks ago, less than a month ago, Mitch Henline posted a 5-star review and says, "Ketis," that's the title. And then he says, "Thanks to Craig Benzine, Wheaty Wafer, and Greg Benson, Meaty Ogre Films. I have come to appreciate lettuce more than ever. This podcast is full of educational facts about lettuce, and I can tell that the two dudes are having a great time talking about lettuce and lettuce-related
Was it a
things."
question mark?
No, I just added that.
Okay.
And then this
concerning.
is where he gets prescient. This is where he predicts the future. Now, keep in mind, right now we are recording episode 15. Here's what Mitch said, like less than a month ago. "I'm very excited for episode 15 of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce, the Burger King foot lettuce episode. And I'm curious what they have to say about Burger King foot lettuce." Now, I think that's fascinating that they would predict that we were going to talk about Burger King foot lettuce.
How did they know that?
Because that is exactly what we're going to talk about right now. And that is the name of this episode. This is the Burger King foot lettuce episode.
It sure is. Did you know that is my favorite song by The Chills?
Yeah, everybody knew that.
Or it's just Chills?
I didn't even know that was a song.
Well, I did now because I just Googled it. And so I like it a lot. I like how it can, I'll sing it for you.
Oh, yeah, please do that.
When you get your Burger King burger, you gotta get your lettuce.
Yeah, this is good.
But you gotta kick your lettuce
Yeah.
out the door.
Out the door. Kick it out the door.
Like you kicked me out the door 5 years ago, baby.
Wow.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Wow. I didn't realize that they were going to make it personal. Basically, it was about a failed relationship. You think it's going to be just about the Burger King foot lettuce. It's about a failed relationship.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
That's
yeah.
Doesn't
that give you chills?
I've had chills this whole podcast. It's freezing in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is so cold.
You might want to turn the air conditioning
I probably
down.
will do that. I probably will because we have it set to 40 degrees, and I feel like that's too cold.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Greg.
Yeah.
That is very too cold.
That's
going to be that's going to be murder on your electric bill.
It's a very expensive bill. For any of you who don't know what Burger King foot lettuce is, that refers to a scandal in which a Burger King employee was photographed standing in 2 plastic tubs of lettuce with their shoes on. And shortly after its initial appearance on 4chan, so have you ever been to the 4chan website? I've never gone there because my name is not Chan. So
it's not for you.
I wouldn't. No. It's not for me. The location of the Burger King restaurant was subsequently identified, and the photograph in question was sent to local and national news outlets, ultimately resulting in the termination of the employee. They figured out who it was. I bet that they just identified their shoes. They're like, "Oh, we know whose shoes. That's Jerry." Yeah, Jerry, you're fired.
Was he not? It was just his feet. It wasn't the you couldn't see the face of the person.
No, it was just a close up of someone's like legs and feet, standing in lettuce.
Oh, I'm looking at it now. Oh my God.
And that's really gross.
It's shoes. It's not feet.
That's
even more.
And this
gross.
This was like 5 years ago or something.
Well, wait, now I'm seeing a full length picture but that's just like a tribute to the foot lettuce.
Oh yeah. So apparently it was some young shithead who thought it would be funny to possibly make a bunch of people really sick because the bottom of your shoes, that's like the dirtiest thing that people track that into their house. People who take their shoes off when they go into their house, they're doing it right because you track in nasty bacteria and all sorts of horrible things, and you step on shit. You're just walking around all day stepping on bird and dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, you can avoid it. You can try to avoid it.
You think you can, but you're stepping on shit. You're just you bring feces into your house, and that's what that guy was. He had shoes full of shit, and he was standing on the lettuce with his shit shoes. and making
Greg.
people sick.
Greg, I feel like your reaction to just walking outside is a bit strong, but I mean, shoes in lettuce, yeah, that is gross. That is very gross.
I mean, it's gross. I would rather see someone take their shoes off and stand in the lettuce in their bare feet. That's cleaner.
That seems cleaner unless there's some sort of foot fungus going on.
Yeah, I'd rather have foot lettuce than
You ever had
shit
foot fungus,
shoes.
Greg?
I've never had foot fungus, at least not on my feet. Wink, wink.
I don't.
Huh?
I don't know what you're implying.
I'm just saying I've never had foot fungus on my feet. Wink, wink.
Okay, yeah, you know, if this is a podcast, you could just wink. You don't have to say wink.
I don't wink, but sometimes I say wink, wink. It's just a way to accentuate some things that you're saying. I don't know what it means, but
so are you implying that you eat foot fungus, or maybe you don't even know that you're implying something?
I'm not implying anything. Wink,
Okay.
wink.
Okay. That's weird that you're choosing to wink. Say wink right now, though.
All right. Well, I apologize. Wink, wink.
Wait, so you don't apologize? Is that what that means?
Oh man.
Or are you implying something else instead of apologize?
I don't know. I don't know.
Greg,
Listen,
I've had foot fungus,
Have you?
and because of training, I may have already talked about this on this podcast.
Yeah.
Because of training for a marathon,
I don't think you have.
and it was gross and awful, and I'm still recovering.
What? You're still
No, I have talked about this actually.
Wait,
on-
what do you
on
mean
this
you're
podcast.
still recovering? You mean you still have issues with foot fungus?
Well, yeah, it takes a while to get rid of it. I have nail polish, prescribed specific type of nail polish that I put on every day
Wow.
to get rid of it.
Let me ask you something. Is that contagious? And does that mean that when you're going to come and visit me, you need to keep on some slippers?
It is contagious. But I think it's mostly gone, and I'm putting the nail polish on, and I will be very careful.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with you visiting now.
Okay, all right. We won't visit then, I guess.
All right. Vacation's off.
All right.
Woo! Crisis averted. Oh boy. So anyhow, that's what
It might
Burger
actually
King
be
foot
completely
lettuce.
gone, to be honest
Oh,
with you.
okay,
It
then
might
it's
be
fine. You can
complete-
come here. You can come here. That's
All
fine.
right, okay.
So that's what
All
Burger
right.
King foot lettuce is. Should we read one more review since there are so many reviews here?
Okay.
I'm the latest review, and I don't mean to skip some of the earlier ones, which are so good. In fact, I'll read an earlier one. Statue of Divio on June 15th said it's a podcast,
Yeah.
and then they also said makes me want to go buy a head of lettuce. 5 stars, which I think is
feel
great.
like they weren't listening if it made them want to go buy a head of lettuce.
Well, I don't know.
I don't
and
think
then-
lettuce comes off that well on this podcast.
I guess that's true. I mean, we are sort of insulting to lettuce, aren't we?
Hey, lettuce. Fuck you.
Yeah, if you're a piece of shit lettuce. All right, the latest review, it was at the beginning of this month, July, and Bit 182. By the way, in case anyone's wondering how long it takes us to record these things and then release them, right now it's July. What's the date today? July what? July 18th.
Yes.
But on July 1st, Bit 182 said, "The Lettuce Podcast transformed my life!" Exclamation point. And they say, "I wanted to say thanks to Chaz and Bez for their amazing podcast about lettuces. It has truly changed my life and how I think about leafy, cruciferous veggies." Cruciferous? Is that a word? It is. Relating to or denoting
I'm still
plants
looking it up.
of the cabbage family.
It is one.
But it says
is.
plants of the cabbage family. We don't really talk about cabbage on this show.
No. Yeah, let's never don't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
Commenter, what's the commenter?
Bit 182. Thanks a lot, Bit 182. Bit 182 says, "Before I stumbled on the podcast, I suffered, hang on a second, from prasinophobia." Now I got to look that up. Prasinophobia is, oh my gosh, I don't know.
So this podcast is just us reading comments and looking up what people. So if you'd like to comment a word we don't know, please do somewhere. We also have a YouTube channel now, and we have the YouTube videos have caught up with the release of the podcasts,
Oh my gosh.
the audio podcast.
It's so exciting.
So when you are hearing this on the podcast, it was just uploaded as a video on YouTube as well. If you're wondering what face am I making while I'm saying this, you can go over to the YouTube channel, and Greg's making a face right now. It's a very lovely face. Actually, please stop. And you can go over to the YouTube channel and subscribe.
Yeah,
and there's comments over there too.
And that is youtube.com/mediocrefilms. Check it out, folks.
No. It's youtube.com/WheezyWaiter is my channel. And it's youtube.com/
Lettuce Guys. Is it Lettuce Guys?
I believe it's Lettuce Guys. Yeah.
I think it's Lettuce Guys.
I think let
so
me
hang
type
on.
that
Bit
and see if that
182
works.
also
it
says
doesn't work. Lettuce Guys doesn't work.
Oh shoot! All
I
right,
think it did work.
You know what? I
but-
think the channel's been removed by YouTube for superfluous content.
It hasn't been removed.
We've been banned from YouTube. It just happened right now.
Just
folks.
that URL doesn't work.
We were just banned.
It'll be linked in the description of this
Will it?
audio version. Yes, I think it is. I think it has been, and it will be. Greg, I'm on top of these things, Greg. I'm on top of these things.
You're pretty good.
But I want to read a comment from the latest upload.
I haven't finished this comment from Bit.
Oh my God!
Do you not want to hear what else Bit 182 had to say after prasinophobia?
Yes. What is prasinophobia?
It's something which centered specifically on their fear of lettuce, its natural roundness, and the inner terror of how they could exist in three-dimensional space when juxtaposed with the size and roundness of their own head. That's what they said. All right, but they say, since listening, I've been amazed at the depth of conversation, facts, figures, and the general goodwill that Chaz and Bez have toward all forms of lettuce. I've started to realize that the circumference of my head and a nice crispy head of iceberg can indeed occupy the same space without a disastrous collision. Thanks, Chaz and Bez. Your podcast saved my life. And I got to tell you something. This is not the first time that I have heard that our podcast has saved someone's life.
Really?
Yeah, it did save a drowning elderly woman in Zimbabwe just about a week and a half ago.
How?
Because she was drowning and she was calling out for help, and someone threw our podcast into the water. She grabbed onto it, and they were able to pull her out.
So, like their phone attached to a rope or something?
No. No, not their phone. Come on, now you're being ridiculous. They threw our podcast into the water. She grabbed it. They were able to pull her out using our podcast, and so it literally saved this woman's life. And she would not be alive today if it weren't for us.
Well, I'm honored to have helped save a life. Yeah. I feel proud of myself.
You should be.
Like I'm making this about me a little bit, but but also I hope I didn't ruin the good vibes about lettuce we've been putting out there earlier when I said "fuck you, lettuce."
You kind of ruined it a little bit.
Okay. Well, you live, you learn.
And also, I can do without the cursing.
Can you?
Yeah,
I feel like you curse more than me usually.
Listen, when I curse, it's fine. I do not care for when other people curse. I find it offensive and unnecessary.
But you're okay with you doing it.
Well, obviously.
So it's very self-centered. That's what self-centered means.
If you think, listen, we're almost out of time. Do you want to go ahead and finish it up by reading a thing?
I'm going to read a comment.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh no, I can't. I'm having difficulty reading the name. Masage Ostrowski.
It's just Mason Strauss. Just call him Mason Strauss.
That's nothing like the name, but okay, Mason Strauss. I've already commented and liked, even though it's only just started. Well, I haven't commented yet as of writing this, but I'm about to.
Oh man!
And then they responded. There, commented.
Oh my gosh! See, now that's the exact kind of comment that's what we live for when we do a thing like this. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's podcast of two guys talking about lettuce. We hope you had a good time. My name is Craig Benzine.
And my name is Craig Benzine. Do not lick the floor of a bathroom.
Unless you feel like it. We'll see you next week, folks.
Don't even. No.
Enjoy your lives.
I don't want to yuck someone's yum, and I don't want to tell someone what to do normally. But in this case, yes, do not lick the floor.
All right, whatever. You lick whatever you like. All right, bye, folks.